Shep, they tell us it's going to be a while until they allow the homeowners to get back into town. And you talk about these buildings that have been here for more than 100 years. This building behind me was one of the big pharmacies in town from the 1800s, and now it has been burned to the ground. And that's the case. This is the main intersection in town. The biggest buildings were here. You had a cafe. There was a hotel in front of us. There was a bar on the other side. Everything has been burned down to the ground. We have a residential neighborhood. When you walk through it, it feels like you're on the set of a film, of a horror film. Multiple vehicles, dozens of vehicles were left behind as the residents evacuated. Firefighters telling us that it's going to be a few days until they allow them to come back into town because it's too dangerous. The roads to get back into town are currently closed. Some of them have fire activity, so they don't expect to allow the residents to come back in. And when they do return, most of them will come back to burn down homes. We've been told it's about 80% of the buildings that have been burned down here.
Wow, Guad, we haven't gotten any numbers on the damage yet, but can you describe the magnitude of what you've seen?
So, you know, when you walk around, you have a few buildings that have walls left, and some of these have been collapsing. So anything that has been left standing is actually still falling apart. We've seen maybe one building further down that was untouched by the flames. But, you know, the first assessment that we have, this 80%, you know, that's just by looking around. It could be more than that. The sheriff, the county sheriff who lives in this city did say that it's at least 100 homes. We do expect it to be a lot more. It's almost total destruction, the way the fire came through this town and just burned everything. And the fact that you see so many vehicles that were left behind and that burned, that just tells you how quick people had to get out. You know, we were told that they had returned after being evacuated, and suddenly the fire came down through this street, and they just had to get out of here. So it will be a few days until authorities can assess those damages. And I should say that even now we do have a cloud of ash around us, so it's very difficult to see the damage that is here. So it'll be a few days until they figure out what has actually been damaged, and then they allow the residents back in, Shep.
Mighty sad. Guad Venegas live for us in Greenville, California.